Hello and welcome back to another week's analysis behind the news. There's so much to choose from last week, so here are our top concerns. This one comes from Newsmax. Newt Gingrich tops Trump's VP list. And of course the article goes on to laud all of the good things that Newt has done for America. Yet they didn't mention that he was President Clinton's best buddy when Newt was Speaker of the House. And according to the New American, says here, Newt Gingrich, the establishment's conservative, says Newt Gingrich helped expand gun control, welfare, and foreign aid, and supported federal takeover of our education and local police. He also favored abortion, higher taxes, amnesty for illegal aliens, and the confiscation of private property. Does that sound like not conservation, but conservatism to you? For more, see our video, The Real Newt Gingrich, which is posted at our YouTube channel. Now, if Donald Trump is not the establishment candidate, as the media would have you believe, then he should not be picking Newt. And if he is not the establishment candidate, it seems that the establishment is indeed worming its way inside a Trump presidency. And if Trump is the establishment's candidate, then picking Newt Gingrich should not be a real surprise to those of us in the know, right? Speaking of the establishment, Speaker of the House Paul Ryan met with Trump last week. Those in attendance were rather tight-lipped about the whole detail. But yet we know that Ryan still has not endorsed Trump. For a party leader who has been crowing about the importance of party unity, wouldn't you think that would be an imperative next step? Now it also seems that Ryan has stood up to Trump more than he has to President Obama. Let that one sink in for a moment. Now on the other side of the political aisle, when is Bernie Sanders going to explain what is happening down in the socialist utopia of Venezuela? Town Hall reports, and their headline here says, Dystopia. Venezuelans are now killing cats, dogs, and birds for food because socialism can't provide. Images are being posted on social media depicting empty grocery stores, looting, and protests of parents who aren't able to feed their children. Is this the type of socialism that Bernie Sanders and all his supporters want for America? Actually, let's not get confused about the types of socialism, as the outcome is the same in every case, and Venezuela is demonstrating this in spades. Now on to ABC News. Their headline, let transgender students use bathroom they want. And this comes from Obama. It appears that the Obama administration has invented some new rules to give guidance to an invented class of gender. The destruction of the basic building block of society, the family, continues with the encouragement of the executive branch to let boys and girls commingle in not just public school restrooms, but also locker rooms. This coddling of those who are confused as to which sex they are has got to stop. It's child abuse to trick your child into thinking that God made a mistake and that the solution is to change the gender. It's also child abuse for doctors to go along with this madness, and parents and health professionals who promote this should be prosecuted and not held up as heroes. I guess we must have missed that clause of the Constitution that gives bathroom oversight to the federal government. States must now stand up and cut the cord to the Department of Education. Don't continue to bow to this ridiculousness. It seems we live in a time when good is called evil and evil is called good. The attack on the family will not quit until it has been beaten into submission and entirely changed to fit a completely worldly definition. This is what has happened to marriage, and we continue to see the attacks, based on tolerance, of course. Yet when this tolerance is government sanctioned, those that benefit from this tolerance are going to be in for a rude awakening when the government decides to change the definition once again. It's time to get back to common sense and the enforcement of the Constitution. Now for a bit of good news, believe it or not. WorldNet Daily, in a headline that says, Wyoming rancher beats EPA in pond fight. There's a gentleman by the name of Andy Johnson who's a Wyoming rancher, and he has beaten the EPA over his pond. Now he had amassed a $16 million fine from the EPA after getting the proper state permits. But of course the EPA said, no, we've got jurisdiction here. So we need to make this our jurisdiction. But the interesting thing is he won the case, but he won this through settlement. But he should not have gone through federal court anyway. The question that I have is, where was the sheriff? Where was the state legislature? Where was Congress? And because of this lack of oversight, the EPA is free to continue its war against landowners. Now, there's a quote that is attributed to George Washington that kind of brings this all to a head. And it says that he explains that government is a force to be controlled. The Constitution is the blueprint for controlling the force of government. It must be obeyed to protect the God-given rights of the people and not the whims of the tyrannical few. Are you doing your part to make this happen? Until next week, we'll see you then.